Vice Admiral Michael Joseph Noonan, A.O. Rand, born December 13, 1966, in Melbourne, Victoria, had a distinguished 38-year career in the Royal Australian Navy, culminating in his role as Chief of Navy from July 6, 2018, to July 6, 2022 naval career, 1984. Joined the RAN as a midshipman at the Royal Australian Naval College, graduating in 1986 with a Diploma of Applied Science, trained as a seaman officer and completed the Principal Warfare Officers course. Specializing in air direction and above-water warfare, gained experience as a junior officer through postings on HMA ships Stalwart, Bunbury, Swan, Brisbane, Perth, and Canberra. Participating in a wide range of naval operations, exercises, and activities, Noonan pursued extensive academic qualifications, earning Master of Arts Maritime Policy from the University of Wollongong, 1999, postgraduate degrees in Business Administration, Marketing Communications, and International Relations from Queensland University of Technology, University of Canberra, and Sav Regina University, respectively. Graduate of the Australian Institute of Company Directors Appointments and Roles, 1999. Appointed Director of Navy Reputation Management, 2002. Deployed to the Middle East as Chief of Staff in the Australian National Command Headquarters for Operation Slipper. Australia's contribution to coalition operations against terrorism post-September 11-200-32005, commissioning Commanding Officer of the Anza-class frigate, HMAS, led the ship during its commissioning, participation in Exercise RIMPAC 2004, and Border Protection Operations 2006-2008. Director of Sailors Career Management, focusing on workforce well-being and professionalism during a period of significant personnel policy changes. 2008-2009, Chief of Staff. Headquarters, Joint Task Force 633 Middle East Area of Operations. Oversaw the transition of the mission headquarters from Baghdad to the United Arab Emirates. Under warlike conditions, 2009-2010, Commodore training for the RAN and Director General of Operations at Headquarters, Joint Operations Command under Lieutenant General Ash Power, 2010, promoted to Commodore and appointed Director of Military Strategic Commitments, 2013-2015, promoted to Rear Admiral and served as Commander Border Protection Command, seconded to the Department of Immigration and Border Protection, now Department of Home Affairs. Led Operation Sovereign Borders, reducing illegal maritime arrivals to zero and eradicating illegal, unreported, and unregulated fishing in Australia's Antarctic jurisdiction, 2016-2018. Deputy Chief of Navy and Head of Navy People, Training and Resources, responsible for workforce management, training, and resource alignment within the Iran. July 6, 2018. July 6, 2022, promoted to Vice Admiral and appointed Chief of Navy. Serving as the Australian government's principal naval advisor, oversaw a workforce of over 15,000 personnel, 47 commissioned ships, and 16 establishments, managing the $90 billion Continuous Naval Shipbuilding Initiative. Led the Navy through the 2020 bushfire response, COVID-19 pandemic support, for example, hotel quarantine and border control, and fleet modernization, including commissioning of HMA ships Brisbane, Sydney, Stalwart, Supply, and new ship Araphora. Retirement. Retired in September 2022 after 38 years of service, handing over command to Vice Admiral Mark Hammond on July 6, 2022. Navy War and Operational. Details. Noonan's career included significant involvement in warlike and operational deployments, particularly in the Middle East and Southern Ocean Operation Slipper 2002-2003. Middle East. Served as Chief of Staff in the Australian National Command Headquarters in Kuwait, supporting Australia's contribution to coalition operations against terrorism following the September 11 attacks. Performance earned him a commendation for distinguished service in 2003. Operation Slipper and Middle East Area of Operations, 2008-2009 as Chief of Staff, Headquarters Joint Task Force 633. Noonan successfully transitioned the mission headquarters from Baghdad to the United Arab Emirates under warlike conditions, awarded a second commendation for distinguished service in 2010 for his leadership during this transition operation, Sovereign Borders 2013-2015 as Commander Border Protection Command. Noonan led maritime responses to combat illegal maritime arrivals, achieving zero arrivals and reducing loss of life at O. Implemented Southern Ocean Patrol and an enforcement strategy against IUU fishing in Australia's Antarctic jurisdiction. Achieving significant outcomes in maritime security and resource preservation, other operations participated in operations, such as the International Force East Timor, International Security Assistance Force in Afghanistan-Iraq Campaign, Operation Catalyst, and Operation Resolute led border protection operations during his command of HMAS Parramatta, 2003 to 2005, including participation in Exercise RIMPAC, 2004 Commendation for Distinguished Service, 2003 for Performance in Operation, Slipper in Kuwait. Commendation for Distinguished Service, 2010. For leadership in transitioning Joint Task Force 633 headquarters in the MEAO, member of the Order of Australia, AM 2012, for exceptional performance as Director General Operations and Director Military Strategic Commitment. Forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more military, Navy, and geopolitical updates. Fleet modernization. As Chief of Navy, Noonan oversaw the commissioning of advanced warships, Hobart-class destroyers Brisbane and Sydney, auxiliary oiler replenishment ships, and the first Arafura-class offshore patrol vessel, COVID-19, and bushfire response, led Navy, support for hotel quarantine, border control, and 2020 bushfire responses. Maintaining operational commitments. HMAs, Waller Incident, June 23, 2022, Noonan permitted his civilian girlfriend, Samantha Highway, to board HMAS Waller during a PR exercise off Western Australia where he proposed to her. The incident, dubbed the Love Sub, was criticized as an abuse of power by Coalition Defense spokesman Philip Thompson. 5 days later, Noonan's replacement as Chief of Navy was announced, and he retired in September 2022. Personal life. Born in Melbourne. Educated at Miami and Kebra Park State High Schools, Queensland, married to Jan Noonan, a RAN captain and the first woman to command an Australian vessel on active service HM Unsurmas Labuan in East Timor, Timor. Admiral Michael Noonan's career was marked by significant leadership roles, operational deployments in warlike conditions, and contributions to Australia's maritime security. His service in Operation Slipper, Operation Sovereign Borders, and other operations earned him multiple commendations and international honors. As Chief of Naval, comment and subscribe for more military, Navy,